All right, guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today we have a nice 9-game slate here, joined as always with Chris. Rainy day here in Vancouver. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited for the slate today here. Hoping for no injuries for once. Hopefully we have a good day.
Yeah, I felt like someone said this, but it felt like half the NBA was out recently. But yeah, we'll see. I think there's quite a bit of news to go over today, though. You mean injuries from the players that we pick, right?
Yeah, I mean injuries from players that are playing. I don't care about the other injuries. I just the injuries that come from our guys.
Got it. Do you have any links to share today or no?
Yeah, I'll share some.
Let's go over those. Success channel's dry. Where is everyone? What happened?
I guess it wasn't a good day yesterday.
Yeah, seems like it. I posted this one because it was so empty. Some NHL action in the small tournament. It's so blurry. Jeez, it was like ninth place here out of 24,000. So that was pretty fun, pretty good. I think overall, entry fees are like $7.50 for this one, $7.50. I think it made like 18 or something back, but pretty terrible. This prize pool's not too bad actually, but yeah, I don't know any of these guys. Do you know any of these guys, Chris? Actually, I know Patrice Bergeron. Is he an old timer? Been in the league for a while.
Yeah, I mean I know all of those guys. I've been playing NHL for years, so
Actually, I know these Boston guys actually. Brad Marchand. How do you say his name? Marchand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Played some MLB actually as well. It's pretty good in tournaments. I don't know if Weaver's in here actually, but he did ask or mention. I think he was doing like a 4-3 stack with like 5 randomness or something. It was a bit slow, but we did fix that actually. So try it out today. I'll send a message in the Discord as well after the show. Tag Weaver and let him know. But MLB stacks should run a lot faster now. So we did upgrade that last night, so hopefully it works a lot better today. I know for me, I tried the same stack, same settings he said. I think I only ended up getting 75 out of my 150 lineups, so I had like double of every entry, but ideally you'd get all of them. So I think now you'd probably get all of your 150 complex stack for MLB. Should be under 5 minutes, so it just depends on how complicated the stack is, but yeah, should work better now. Let's open up your links. Let's go over FanDuel. Oops. Let's open up DK. What site do you like better now, Chris? DK or FanDuel?
They're the same to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I kind of used to hate the DraftKings layout, but it's not that bad. The more you use it.
Yeah, it just looks ugly, but I mean, you get used to it.
Does it look ugly? It's not that ugly though.
I don't know. Like I came from FanDuel first, so I think FanDuel looks better. But yeah, it's not that bad once you get used to it. Like I'm fully accustomed to it, of course.
Have you ever?
So it's not bad for me.
Have you ever watched The Sweat?
No, but I've seen some other stuff there. They've had like Devin Booker there doing pranks.
Yeah.
Some other stuff.
I was just wondering if that's the place to get your DFS picks.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. It's just definitely not. Anyway, FanDuel here. Let me just load up like the last winning lineup here just so you can see what the differences were. Or just the score, I mean. But yeah, so cash line 266.3, you got 252.6. What happened, Chris?
I didn't have Bembry. He was 50% here. I had Marcus Smart instead. Marcus Smart didn't do too well, but I think the main thing was these Pacer guys. I had 4 of them. That game blew out. Miles Turner got hurt. Justin Holiday didn't play many minutes. So, I mean, a bunch of these guys didn't play too many minutes. Blew out, like I said, so that wasn't great. Had Giannis ruled out after pretty much all the games locked, so I had to swap to something that wasn't close to the maximum salary. So that was really bad as well. So people who didn't play Giannis were way ahead. So yeah, just overall, like tons of injuries, tons of stuff that kind of made this lineup go wrong. Um, I don't hate it from a construction point. Originally, I had Giannis and Oubre instead of Kawhi and Draymond. Oubre got like 30, so that would have beaten Draymond by 5, and then I think Giannis was probably good for like 60 in that matchup, so would have gotten a few more points. Not sure if it would have mattered because, like I said, I didn't have Bembry. Also, like OG and Harrell went out, so people had Bembry. That helped them a lot. Solidified his minutes. He got 5 steals, so that's 15 points right there. So yeah, just a lot of things going wrong. A lot of things going like the worst possible way. Injuries for my guys, ejections for guys that kind of bump up other plays here. So yeah, a lot of things didn't go my way yesterday.
Yeah. You know what I'll say? I don't know if your boy Brandon is in here right now, but when I see it, I'll say it again. But he did say something about Giannis, Chris.
What do you say?
Well, he had a feeling Giannis was going to be out, remember?
Really? I thought he said that?
Yeah.
Damn.
On the show. And
Yeah.
then I didn't make fun of him, but someone in the chat said clock, what is it, like I don't know. What's the clock saying, Chris? Like a clock that's
That
not
was about
working is right
Giannis?
twice a
I
day.
thought we were talking about Cantor for that.
No, I think he said Giannis. He had a feeling Giannis was out.
Wow. Then yeah, I guess he was right there.
And then we were also talking about Cantor. We spent quite a bit of time about like the center options. I think it was Cantor, Harrell, and Turner. Turner being the super chalky one. I think Cantor was the one that I was kind of pumping up. Just because Nurk was out again. Do you know what Cantor went for? I think he had like 20, 18 at the half or something. 23, 26?
I think he went for 44. 44.
Nice. I wonder, was he in the winning lineup tournament?
We can pull it up. I don't think so. I mean, he could have been. He was 6K 44, so definitely could have been. I mean, we can pull it up. Take a look. We have some time.
Yeah, let's check that out. Should I open it here, or do you have a link?
Just show it off here. You can go to contests here on the tool. You could find it very easily. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't feel like it's just this calendar thing's a little slow right now, but we'll fix that later. Certain things are more important. Loading. I think it's also a bit slower because we switched it. All this data used to be like in the memory, but that's not what crashed the site before, but we just removed everything from there for now while we upgrade. Let's go this one, $5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Vooch,
Yeah.
second place canner. I mean, it's close. It was a good pick for sure.
Lonzo Ball 53.
20% though, that's crazy.
Beast.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Got Dougie McBuckets here. Bembry. We had some Lamb talk. He went off. I think that's the crazy one here.
Yeah, I mean, our talk was like, is Lamb gonna
Yeah.
hurt the other guys? That was what we were talking about. We weren't really talking about him as a
I
play,
know.
but yeah, he went for 43 here.
Wild.
He had 7 stocks, so I mean, it's not like his production in terms of points was crazy.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over some DraftKings over here. What place did you get? Oh, you won on DraftKings. No, you didn't. Did you?
Yeah,
You did.
I broke even here on DraftKings.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't play Miles Turner here. He was an optimal. I like the TJ McConnell build better, so I went with that. I liked Zion a lot here for 8.9K. I think my 2v2 at lock was like TJ and Zion versus Paul George and Miles Turner. If Miles Turner didn't get hurt, obviously the Turner side would have done a lot better. Paul George went crazy yesterday, so yeah, I got a little lucky with Turner getting hurt here on DK. But yeah, like I said, on FanDuel, had a lot of Turner, so that didn't help there. And then, yeah, had Bembry here, had Flynn, so they were chalky. Had Giannis, obviously, of course. So it was nice that I could just make a 1v1 swap here to Jokic. He was $200 less. So I did that. So that was pretty lucky for me that was available just because Giannis was the only guy remaining after he was ruled out. So if I didn't have Jokic here, I would have probably had to go to someone like Plumlee or someone. I don't know who was there. Maybe Cantor or something. So would have left like 6K on the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good there with Jokic. Had these Pacers here as well. Had Levert. He did fine. McConnell obviously didn't do well. Kuzma, pretty poor performance as well. I think he had like 8 points in the first quarter, 8 real life points, and then he finished with 8 real life points. So he didn't do too well. That game was pretty much a blowout for the entire game. Obviously, it finished pretty close, but yeah, it was like a 20-point game the entire game for the Lakers. Um, and yeah, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff here. This lineup wasn't bad either. I liked it a lot. Like I said, it broke even, so I was fine with it here. Yeah.
Should we move along? Move to today's slate.
Well, I linked you a small contest, so we could just see what other people did.
What do you want to look at?
Second place. Yeah, so this one had Paul George here. So Paul George, Porter Jr. This one had a 4v4. So if you want to click view head to head, it'll be easier. Yeah, so 4v4 here. Obviously the left side won, even with Turner. Yeah, I don't know. Like yesterday was a pretty strange slate. Just a lot of weird stuff going on. So hopefully today's a little more normal.
Yep. Let's get into the slate, Chris. Let's get into some chat. See who we have here. We have Hasty here. First one today. First chat says LFG. What's up, Hasty? Did you watch the NCAA finale?
No, we were playing basketball.
Did you watch the VOD? I mean,
No,
any highlights?
no, it was like a blowout, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it either yet. But yeah, that's what I heard. I also saw some talk about the ref officiating kind of taking over the game or something like that. Did you hear about that? Or you saw in the Discord?
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Casey was saying it, someone else in the Discord. Yeah, we got Brent in here as well. Rondo, VN Jones, what's up, guys? Rondo.
Oh, VN Jones, he's owed a free week. He got second in the bracket.
Yeah, we gotta message everyone in the Discord. We can do that today, I guess. Let me write a note.
KJ first, Dakota second, or Dakota third, VN Jones second.
I'm just gonna write bracket winners, message them, or message bracket winners, and I'll just figure it out. But yeah, we have that to do. So we went over that yesterday, but we didn't message anyone. Yeah, we got Rondo here. Says took the day off, boys. No list for me. Says MLB is crushing right now. Is that the all day slate? It's not the main, right?
Main slate already happened. I don't think main slate was. Actually, I don't know. I didn't play it. It was early, so I don't know how it's going. Yeah.
Got it. Apparently it's crushing though. VN Jones says, apologize for being late. Says, but give me my due for coming in number 2 in the NCAA challenge. Told y'all I'd finish top 3.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He even said it too. That's crazy. I thought I'd do a bit better, but that's kind of embarrassing. I mean, it's not that embarrassing. You wanted to call out Hasty. I don't know if he heard you yesterday, Chris, for his bracket.
Yeah, I mean, no, but I was saying I wanted to call him out for getting 12th, but then remember I said like he had Ohio State getting like going to the Final Four or something, and they got upset in the first round, so they were like the major upset. So that sunk his bracket.
Yeah, it cost you.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. VN Joe. Oh no, Brent says DK might be ugly, but it's still Prince. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think it's. Wait, I think they got a few home runs now in the DK. Let me just see. Yeah, that lineup is crushing right now.
Really? What's it at?
Like I'm looking at Dakota here. I think he had a 1v1 pivot. Yeah, it's it's crushing. I think he had a pivot. I'm not gonna say the names because you don't know them, but yeah,
Well,
he
maybe other
pivoted
people
one
know them.
guy. Yeah, I think he went from Bichette to Bogarts, but that was 15 points. But I think it's crushing now. I'm pretty sure.
Gonna ship
Can
it.
Aiden confirm? I don't know if it's gonna ship it, but I think it's doing pretty well.
Nice, nice. Um, let's see. Vian Jones also says finished number one in a dollar triple up with 299.5 DK points yesterday. Always feels good to finish first. Yep.
Wait, who?
Vian Jones,
He finished
299.5.
first in what? NBA?
Yeah.
Damn, that's nice.
Yep. Says took down to $1 triple ups. Felt good. Let's see. Vian Jones says, Chris and Gary, I'll pay my free week forward to Brent if you don't mind. Why is he giving it to Brent? Does Brent have it?
He's always giving it away. He won last time
That's
or
true.
once in a giveaway. He gave it to someone else. I forget who. I think it was. No, I don't remember who, but
Is it for Ghosty?
yeah, maybe Ghosty. Vian Jones is the man of the people.
Yeah, that's true. Very charitable. Yeah, we can give it to Brent. Brent, do you have access to see? Brent's always in here. Yeah, we can do it. Just send me a message in the Discord, Brent, and then I can just add that to your account. Just give me your email, and then I can do that. Austin says, I think this is MLB. Mine is at 98 now. Rondo says he didn't play optimal. Just a little bromance here from Brent and Vian Jones, Chris.
Yeah, Vian Jones, nice guy.
Yeah, he is. Lots of nice guys here, actually. Yeah, let's go into the slate, Chris. 9 games here. Hopefully it's a good one. Let's see these games. Any games that you, as a basketball fan, excited to see today, or more so just like a DFS slate for you?
Let me see. How many games do we have here?
9.
A lot of games.
9.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think there's any games like. Oh yeah, this one, Utah, Phoenix, just an awful DFS game. But those are the top two teams in the West, so that's going to be a nice game. I think. What's the spread? The spread is close, 2 points, favoring the Jazz. So I think that's going to be a good game. But like I always say, both of those teams are always very deep. So don't love to target them unless there's injuries. No injuries today, so not interested in that game in DFS. But it looks like a fun one.
Yeah. Other than that, I see one question here. I'll get into that in a sec. But what's your favorite game environment here to target? Any favorite news? Anybody out? Anything like that? Any pricing we can take advantage of? Just like favorite stuff to do today.
Yeah, probably like Kemba being out. So these Celtics guys, I like them quite a bit. That's probably the most important news right now. The news that we're waiting on is the Indiana news. All their main guys are questionable. They're playing the Timberwolves, so that's a really good matchup. So it's also the first game, so we'll know before lock, so that's helpful. Sabonis, Brogdon, and Turner, all questionable.
Yeah, so the question from AJ Davidson says, can we review setting slider on DK to project optimal? Let's open that up, Chris. You can see my screen today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So setting slider here, step 1, open up the sidebar. That's where all the optimizer settings are, group settings, all those things. Step 2, open up the settings, optimizer settings card here. Step 3, default settings are just this. This is the default settings. So if you have the default settings, that will give you the most optimal lineups. That'll give you the highest projected lineups by default. So if you don't adjust anything, then that's the optimal lineup with the highest projections. But obviously those will be a bit chalkier. So if you're doing tournaments, you probably want to make some adjustments. But then if you're doing cash and you just want the highest projected lineups, yeah, I don't think you need to switch too much. Most nights our optimals are similar to what a lot of the professional players land on. So it's a great starting point. You can always pivot, change a guy, maybe just compare the first. That's what we do at the end of the show. Just compare like the first 2, top 3 lineups sometimes. and kind of make your decisions based off of that for cash. So it's just a very solid starting point for your lineups every single day. But yeah, anything you'd like to add on that, Chris? Optimal settings for DK.
No, it's just like that. Like you don't want settings if you're running optimals. So just put everything at the default. So 1 unique, 0 minimum, max exposure 100, and randomness 0.
Yeah. Yeah, and then all these other settings here, they are more for tournaments as well. Not all these are settings. Like Vegas data is the Vegas data. Stack results is if you do stacks, it'll show you that. More so for other sports. Players per team, again, more for tournaments. You can remove entire games if you set the sliders to 0 for both teams, or you can jam in a minimum amount of guys per team or per game if you want to do that. So that's that one. Position stacking, not so much an NBA one. I think we've gone over that a bit already, but not so much relevant in NBA. But yeah, most of the settings, if you open them and you hover over like this information icon thingy, it'll give you a bit of detail about what it does. But yeah, this one's not so much for NBA, just lets you combine different positions together. So I guess that's more for like football, Chris, quarterback, receivers, things like that. You'd want to have them together for that correlation. So that it's not as relevant in NBA, but maybe you could try that if you want. What else do we have? Team stacking here, so you can jam in this is just another way to do it. Jam in a minimum amount of guys per team. You can even filter it by position. So if you just want 1 point guard per team, you can do that here. So you could try that, but again, more for tournaments, only for tournaments. Player groups, you can create groups to remove negative correlation. So if you see I don't know, we used to say John Collins and Clint Capella. Can you give a quick one, Chris?
Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, Sabonis Turner.
Yeah, so you could
Kyrie,
add a group
KD.
of those guys and then create a limit. So only have at least 0 and then at most 1. And then you could also do the opposite here. Like if you have a core group of guys, maybe you like Chris's core here, and you want to, maybe his core is there's 4 people in it, and you want to have at least 2 of all his core players in every lineup. You can do that this way. So just add them all in here. You can also make your own core. Like if you want to run it back in a game, I don't know, what are the games here? I don't know. Like if you want to do, I don't know. What's a not very close game today, Chris? Big spread.
Let me see. The Dallas-Houston game?
Yeah, Dallas-Houston. So I don't know. Who's going to score for Dallas? It's going to be probably Luka, right?
Yeah.
And then for Houston, if the game stayed close, maybe there's someone on Houston that you like. I don't know if Wall is playing. I think he was probable.
Yeah, he is.
So you could run it back with John Wall, so you can make a group like that. So you'd always have both of them. So you could do if Luka is in the lineup, always have Wall. Yeah, you can do that. Again, more only for tournaments. Players card, that'll just show you the summary of all the players when you build all your entries. Lineup preview, that's just the most optimal lineup. So same thing as here, except it'll just do one lineup. And yeah, the rest of these, I think they're more self-explanatory. So again, these are all for tournaments. You don't want to use randomness for optimals and cash just because it just blurs the projections, which is good for getting more unique players in your builds when you're doing 20 or 150. But when you're just doing one entry, you don't want to have a random projection every single time you hit build for your cash entries, because you just want the most optimal. You don't want the most unique. But yeah, to build on DK, you have to make some changes. So you can either change a projection for any player, so you could bump it up, bump it down. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what player it is. So any player, any adjustment, you can make it as big or as small as you want. You'd have to make 2 of those, or you could do an exposure change, so minimum or maximum percentage for a player. So probably not this for cash. Probably better to adjust some projections, I think. And then you could also lock a player in, or you could exclude a player. So you just have to make any of those 2 settings, any combination of 2, in order to build on DK, just so that we're compliant with the DK rules. Otherwise, if we didn't have that in place, your accounts, I think, is it accounts could get in trouble, or is it more so our service can get in trouble? I don't know.
Yeah, our service.
Yeah, so I guess that's more for us. So nothing to worry about for you, but more so for us. So we're in the good books for DK. FanDuel doesn't have that, so that's why on FanDuel you can just build without making any changes. So that is that. Let's see. Sean says, how much should you switch if you're doing tournaments, like switching the randomness? Again, it just depends. Depends on the slate, depends on how you feel, but I'll just say this, like, if we just build, like, let me do this. We have time today, right, Gus?
Not much, but I'll say in NBA, like 10 to 15%. That's all you need. If you do more, you're getting too different, then your projections don't matter. So I'll say 10 to 15%.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, 10 to 15 for NBA. Other sports where a player can get like 0, like an NHL or something where a player can get 0, they can go for like 30 or 20. Like over there, maybe you can bump it up more. Probably the same for MLB, where there's more variance, I guess, in the results the player can get and what they're projected for. But yeah, NBA 10 to 20% is probably good. But the main secret here with all these settings is just to be patient. Like, take your time. Like, adjust one setting, hit build, see what you get, open up the player's card, just look at the overview. 20 lineups generated here, 26 different players used in those 20 lineups. So you can see them all here. And then you could just quickly see, like, okay, all these lineups have Brown, all of them have Washington, all of them have Svi. Like, am I comfortable with that? Do I like that? Is it too chalky? Like, what do I feel? Maybe I want more Sabonis, only 5%. Maybe I see someone who I like, he's not even in here. So next up, you would just go back and switch one setting and see, like, I guess here you'd see 26 players. So I think if we did randomness to 20, we should get more. I don't know if you'll see it in 20 every time you build, but you would definitely see it if you're doing 150. But so 26 players there, 51 players. So that's a huge difference, just with 20% randomness. So yeah, just make sure you use the player's card to get that overview. It makes it really easy to see what's going on. So yeah, the way I do it, like, I just adjust one setting at a time, hit build, and then see what happens, and then adjust another setting. The more you've used the settings, the more you know what they do. You don't have to do that every time, but yeah, just an easy way. You could just see with the randomness, went from 26 to 51 players, so that's pretty big. You can have definitely some unique lineups here for sure. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, let's get into the slate here, Chris. One sec. There you go. Okay, so nine games here, Chris. I guess we can get to the first one. Minnesota, Indiana playing each other. Let's go over Minnesota. So we have D'Lo, probable over there. Projected starters, Russell, Ant-Man, Kogi, Jaden, McDaniels, and Cat. Yeah, what do you think of these Timberwolves, Chris? Russell back in here. Ant-Man's been playing pretty well for the last maybe month or so. He seems to be getting around 40 fantasy points. But now Russell's in the mix. Cat is healthy, so Russell and Cat haven't really played many games over the last, 2 years they've been on the same team. What do you make of this Timberwolves situation here?
I don't know. It's kind of tough here. Like, they're healthy now for the most part. Obviously, Beasley's still out. But I mean, they added Russell, who's like a high usage guy. He's 6.4K on DraftKings, 6.8 on FanDuel. So I think he's a pretty interesting tournament option. I assume he's going to come off the bench again. He actually requested to come off the bench last game. He played 24 minutes, got 40 fantasy points, shot 20 times. So I mean, 20 shots in 24 minutes is kind of crazy. So it's a high usage rate for him. It was at 41% last game. So he's a guy that can get it going. If he gets more minutes, he can absolutely crush. So I like him a lot for his upside, especially on DK in tournaments. Cat always in play as well. Just like, I don't know, a little hard to get to him here on this slate where we don't have great value. 11.4 on FanDuel, 10.7 I think on DK. So Decent price tag for him. Just a little hard to get to him, in my opinion. Um, Not much here for value. I think Naz Reid is also a little interesting on DK for 3.8K. Um, they've been playing him alongside Cat. He's pretty good point per minute. He's probably going to play around 20 minutes. So since he's kind of entered the rotation, he played 22 minutes 3 games ago, 18 minutes 2 games ago, and then 21 minutes last game. And he's been performing pretty well. So I think he's interesting as a last piece, like a sneaky last piece in tournaments that has some upside. So definitely don't mind Naz Reid here.
Got it. What about Ant-Man, Chris? Been playing, I'd say, really well. Stepped it up, I don't know, like a month and a half ago. But yeah, we have Russell back in here. He was playing without Cat for a bit as well, but even with Cat back in, he seems to have done well. Now we have Russell in there. I think last game he went for like 38 DK, 35 FanDuel. Still pretty good, but pretty high price tag. Seems like a very, definitely not a cash play, very unappealing. And then just for tournaments, seems kind of a little thin. Like could we see like a ceiling game here with Russell back in, or what do you think of Ant-Man? Like, do we wait for his price tag to go down? I see at 17%, so that's pretty high. Just wondering what you think of Ant-Man.
No, he's a great play. Like his price tag is where it should be. Getting a lot of minutes, getting a lot of usage, getting stocks, getting assists. So he's doing everything for them. I like the price tag on FanDuel, 7.4K. DraftKings as well, 7.7. So he's a really good tournament option. Just a little hard to fit him into cash games when we have Jaylen Brown here for a little more.
Yep. Let's go Indiana then. So, like you said, main guys, Sabonis, Brogdon, questionable, missed a few games already. Jeremy Lamb, he's also questionable, same as Turner. Projected starters, Brogdon, LeVert, Justin Holiday, Dougie McDermott, and Domantas Sabonis. Is this just kind of one of those situations where we can't really decide unless we know what's going on with our two main guys?
Yeah, we should. I don't know. We should probably skip this side until or at least until the end of the show, or at least until the end of our recap here, because we'll probably get the news in 30 minutes. So there's not really any point to speculate now. If we don't get the news in 30 minutes, then we can speculate. So let's just skip that side of the game until later.
Okay, let's go over to the next one. It is the Washington Wizards against the Orlando Magic. I'm actually excited about this game as a DFS player, tournament player. Washington side first, we have Brad Beal questionable, Hachimura and Robin Lopez questionable. Projected starters, Russ Westbrook, Brad Beal, Denny Avdija, Rui Hachimura, and Alex Len. What are your thoughts of these Wizards today, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, this all depends on Bradley Beal as well. If he's out, we play Westbrook. If he's in, it's hard to play them in this matchup. Westbrook's pretty expensive. So yeah, this depends on the news as well. I don't know what to say. Like it's hard to speculate. I like Bradley Beal's price tag a lot on FanDuel, 8.3K if he plays, but he's been questionable for like a week now and hasn't played once. So I guess we're gonna assume. I don't know what to assume. Like his hip is obviously getting better as time passes. So each day it's more likely that he plays. So I have no idea if he's out. You can play Westbrook. If he's in, I'm not going to play them, I don't think.
Does the spread tell you anything about this game actually, Chris, and the Pacers game right now with the two main guys for the Pacers last game? Nothing you can tell from there. What about this one?
Yeah, nothing I can tell here. Like the other situation when you pointed it out, it was a little more obvious. Like This is 3.5 for the Wizards. So I mean, even if Beal was out, that spread makes sense. If Beal was in, that spread makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It was a bit more obvious the other time, but still going to bring it up. Magic side, don't see anything noted for them. Projected starters, Cole Anthony, Dwayne Bacon, James Ennis, Chuma Okeke, and Kem Birch. Is it Birch starting? It's not Wendell. I think I brought this up already.
No, it's Wendell.
Huh?
It's Carter.
Yeah, so it's Wendell Carter Jr., not Kem Birch. Yeah, this interesting team here, Chris. Got I think Chuma's had like a crazy usage rate recently. But yeah, what do you make of all the pricing here on Orlando? Is it kind of where it should be? Anything kind of underpriced here? What do you make of the Magic?
So they have Cole Anthony back today, which is a new thing. He's been out for like I think 2 months. Yeah, since February 9th. So 2 months, I think. Now we're in April 7th. So 2 months. Um, so that adds another guard there. He's obviously their first round draft pick from last season. So, I mean, I don't expect him to have too many limitations here. I think he had the shoulder injury, so he was probably still able to keep his conditioning up. Um, so I don't mind him as a play. He's going to be very sneaky in this matchup against Washington. No one's going to want to play him. He's 5-2 on DK, 5-2 on FanDuel as well. So if you need like a 1% guy who has some upside, I think he's pretty appealing there for that like that 1% upside. But the main guy here that I'm interested in is going to be Wendell Carter Jr., specifically on DK where he's 6K. FanDuel he's 7-3, so that's a little hard to get to. But DraftKings, he's just a lock there in cash games for 6K. Just too cheap here in this matchup against the Wizards. We always love this matchup. So I like him a lot there on DK. Terrence Ross as well. I think he's pretty interesting. Even with Cole Anthony back, we know what Terrence Ross does. He's the high usage guy for them. Even if he's coming off the bench, he's probably going to shoot 20 times. So if you're shooting 20 times against the Wizards, you probably have a good chance to hit a ceiling. So I like Terrence Ross in tournaments a lot. Okiki, he's priced up a little now, 6-8 on FanDuel, so can't play him there. He's more interesting on DK for 5.8K. Probably another guy that's tournament only for me. I just don't think we need that in cash games today. So yeah, Wendell Carter is the cash game guy for me on DK.
Got it. Let's see. Okay. Next up, what do we have? We got the Pelicans here against Brooklyn. Let me load that up. Got Brandon in the chat. Says DK Optimal is indeed crushing. Did you play on DK even? Or too early for you, Chris?
MLB? No, I didn't play MLB. It was like 10 a.m. So I don't know. I didn't want to play it.
Got it. Let's try to load this game up 1 sec. Okay, there we go. New Orleans Pelicans against the Brooklyn Nets. Pelicans side, we have B.I., Ingram questionable, Lewis questionable, and Jackson Hayes probable for them. Projected starters, Lonzo Ball, Bledsoe, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Steven Adams. Yeah, B.I. missed a few games already. Is this also one of those situations where we kind of have to monitor, or I mean, Zion's kind of priced up. You already mentioned, even though he was playing alone yesterday, he said his price tag's kind of high. Seems like similar situation today. BI's price tag 8K seems about right for him as well. Anybody here on the Pelicans that you would be interested in playing in cash or tournaments, Chris?
So I think Ingram's going to play here. They rested it, or they sat him yesterday. He has a toe injury. So I think they just sat him because it's a back-to-back. So I do think he's going to play here. I played Zion yesterday on DK in the situation that Ingram was out. So I think if Ingram's out, Zion's going to be very interesting again on DK, where he's 8.7K, or sorry, 9K now. He's 9.7 on FanDuel. So even that price tag is fine for me. Obviously not in cash games, but in tournaments, if Ingram is out, 9.7 for Zion. He's been putting up 50s in the past couple of games, so I do like him a lot. Even if, even for his price tag here, Ingram, if he plays, I don't know. I don't think I want to play him here. Toe injury. Usually don't like injuries that kind of limit conditioning for players, so I don't like to target guys coming back from injuries like that. So I don't love Ingram here. Lonzo, been playing very well recently. If you want to chase that game log, you can do it. Matchup is really good here. He's high 7K on both sites, so I mean, it's not a great price tag for him, but if he can get 5 stocks again, he can absolutely crush with all the other stats that he puts up. So I don't mind someone like him. And yeah, it's mostly the guys up top for them. Like, I don't think there's much value here, especially if Ingram plays.
Got it. David Cruz says Zion can set a record tonight. What's the record, Chris?
Probably something with his field goal percentage because he's crazy. Like he's like always 60-70% field goals. Probably something with that.
What's the record, David? Can go over that once we know. Nets guys, don't see anything there. He says points and shooting percent.
Yeah, probably. Let's see how many points he's been putting up. So looks like last 10 games or so, he's had at least 25 points and shooting above 50% in each of those games, maybe something like that. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but he says Shaq has the record. He says games in a row, I guess, over a certain percentage in points.
Yeah, I would probably say I would say like over 50% and over 25 points because that's what he's been doing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good narrative then. It seems like you should go for it. Like, why wouldn't you go for it? Playing the Nets guys, yeah, go.
Yeah,
For it.
I don't think he needs to do anything extra. Like the guy's a monster, so he's probably gonna get there. Like crazy talent there.
Lock him in for 45 fantasy points today.
I mean, every day if you look at his game log, he doesn't go under that.
All right, I'm gonna play him in tournaments. Lock him in. Nets guys, we got Kai Irving in, Bruce Brown in, Joe Harrison, Kevin Durant in, and LMA in. Anybody on the Nets, Chris, that you like? For some reason, I thought that Durant was playing today. Oh, he is playing. I don't know why. Sorry, yeah, Durant is playing. Where's Harden? What happened to Harden?
Hamstring injury.
Got it. Yeah, who do you like here? Durant's first game back after a while. Yeah, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I don't know. He had the hamstring injury as well. I don't think that they're gonna like run him his full minutes right away off the bat. He's missed a month, so I think they'll probably limit him to like at most 30 minutes. If he gets more, like this is a really good matchup. So I don't know. Like it's sort of a tricky situation. We have Kyrie priced up to low 10K, which we don't really see usually. But if KD is limited, Kyrie will definitely produce because he's going to be the main guy out there for the time that KD misses. So I do like Kyrie quite a bit here. Can't do it in cash games, of course, at this price tag, but I do like him in tournaments. Same thing for KD. I like him in tournaments. Can't do it in cash games, obviously, but he's 8-8 on FanDuel, 9-2 on DK. So it's a pretty appealing price tag here in this matchup against the Pelicans. They're implied to score 121 points, which is the highest on the slate. So it is a really good game environment here. No Harden, like you said. So I don't know. I like those two guys up top. It's just a lot of question marks. So can't do it in cash games, but in tournaments, they're definitely in play.
What do you think of? I got a question here from DC Champ. Timothy Luwawe Cabarro.
Yeah, I have no idea why you would play TLC. He played 31 minutes last game.
As a punt.
Harden got hurt last game, 4 minutes in, so that's why TLC's minutes went up. KD is back, so he's kind of gonna take over whatever role Harden had before. So yeah, can't play TLC here.
Got it. Okay, let me load up the next one. I think we're getting some projection updates. Let me refresh the page. You got to stall, Chris, for a second.
What's our next game?
Well, I can go over it actually. I can load this up after. Next game is the Knicks against the Celtics. I don't see any news for either team, so we can just go over the Knicks starters. Alf Payton, Barrett, Bullock, Randall, and Noel. Anybody here in this game, Chris?
Not really from this side. I really like the other side, of course, with Kemba out. But on this side, I'm not too interested here. They're healthy for the most part, other than Mitchell Robinson, who has the broken foot now. They're only implied to score 103 here against the Celtics. Pretty tough matchup. Don't love Randall here in this spot, honestly. Just don't love the matchup for him. So, I don't know, maybe like RJ Barrett on FanDuel for 6K. That's a pretty low price tag. He's been around 7K for the past week or so. So 6K is a spot you can buy low on. So I don't mind that. On DK, Barrett's 6'6", so I don't want to play him. Maybe Nerlens Noel for 4-5 on DK. That could be interesting if he gets more minutes somehow. I think he could match up well against Thompson and Robert Williams. So maybe him, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not too interested in the Knicks side outside of maybe Barrett on FanDuel.
Gotcha. Celtics side, projected starters: Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. It's kind of loud. Do you hear this?
Yeah, just for a second though, it's fine.
Yeah, it's loud. We got Robert Williams and then Grant Williams starting for the Celtics. Anybody here that you like, Chris? You mentioned Kemba sitting here back to back for him, resting. What do you make of the Boston side?
Yeah, so with that news, like we have a lot of interest in the Celtics here. Two guys in particular. I'll start with Jaylen Brown because he's on the cover. 7.7K on FanDuel, 7.8 on DK. Like the price tag a lot here. It's not a great matchup. Like it's a pace down spot that we usually don't like to target going up against the Knicks. They're only implied to score 106, but I mean I do like the matchup here. I mean, sorry, I don't like the matchup here. I like the situation here with Kemba Walker out. Fournier's out as well with health and safety protocols. So we do have interest in these top three guys. Brown is my favorite for his price tag, 7.8, like I said, on DK, 7.7 on FanDuel. And then Marcus Smart, also a very interesting play, probably a lock for me as well, 6K on both sites. He gets a big role increase here without the two guards, Fournier and Kemba. So I like him a lot. Tatum, he's kind of the guy that's left out in my opinion. Still a really good play on both sites. 8.8 on FanDuel, I think 9.1 on DK. But he's the guy that if I don't want to play three Celtics, he's the guy I would leave out just because he's the most expensive. Hasn't been playing great recently, but yeah, he's definitely in play. But if you don't want to play three Celtics in this matchup, he's the guy I would fade. But I think Brown and Smart are locks for me here.
Got it. Let's load up the next game. Dallas, Houston. So over here, Dallas side, we got Kristaps Porzingis questionable, Kleba questionable, and then projected starters: Luka Doncic, Josh Richardson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleba, and Kristaps Porzingis. Got confirmation upgrade here. Chris Brogdon doubtful today.
Okay.
Tweet here, it says I think Jeremy will be in quotations. I do not think we will see Miles, Malcolm, or Domus.
Okay, so that means that those guys are all pretty much out. Sabonis, Turner, and Brogdon.
Yeah. Also got some news from Royal King. David Korea on TLC says tender loving care. Royal King says, did y'all hear the news of Paul Pierce being fired from ESPN? Paul Pierce.
Yeah, I heard the news.
Really? I didn't. What did he do? Was he just bad?
I don't know. It's probably not something we should talk about here, but yeah, he got fired.
Oh, one of those things, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that one so many times with Chris. Bring something up, and you're like, oh, probably not something we should talk about here. I'll just have to look it up later. But yeah, I didn't hear
It's not
about
too
that.
bad.
Huh?
It's not too bad, but yeah, it's still not something we should talk about.
Okay. Was it a just firing, or do you think they should have kept him or not? I mean, I've heard I know Thomas. I think Thomas in the Discord, he always says stuff about Paul Pierce, like as an analyst on ESPN, wasn't very good at it. So I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was a fair firing, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, Austin says, come on down. Brandon says he was partying on Instagram Live.
Yes.
Wow. If Chris ever parties on Instagram Live, he's going to get fired. We'd have to fire him. Otherwise, we'll get canceled. Anyway, Dallas side, Chris. Who do you like there? And where did you go? Did you adjust your window, or what did you do?
No, I got a drink.
Oh, nice. Protein. Nice. Did you just go to the gym?
No, but I haven't eaten today, so kind of hungry.
Got it. Yeah, but Mavs side, Chris. Let's get into it. Come on. Who do you like there?
for the most part, it's just Luka Doncic. He's pretty interesting on both sites as a spend up, as the primary spend up. He's 10-3 on FanDuel, which is really cheap. 10-9 on DK, a little harder to get to, but I do like him quite a bit there as well. Probably prefer Russell Westbrook for 200 more on DK, but still definitely don't mind Luka on DK. I think on FanDuel he's probably a lock unless we get news that Beal is out. Then I'll probably prefer Westbrook there, but that 10-3 price tag on FanDuel is really appealing to me. I think he's a really good play. Really like the matchup as well against Houston. It's a 10-point spread, but they don't play much defense. The Mavs are implied to score 117. I think this game can stay close enough for Luka to get his full run. If you look at his game log, he hasn't been playing well recently. Only putting up around 45 average in his last, 6-7 games. So that's not great, but I like the matchup here. I'll buy into the talent. We've seen him go for like 60s, 70s in the past. So if this game stays close, I definitely think he can get there.
And maybe he's upset he can't get paid in euros, only US dollars. Player bargaining agreement or whatever.
Yeah, also I just want to mention KP is questionable, so if he's out, then these other guys will become more in play, like Richardson, Hardaway Jr., DFS, Melly, so maybe even Boban. So watch out for that news. I think he's probably in. I think they said that he's probable to play, but we still have him questionable. But yeah, if he's out, it'll open up some other plays here.
Yeah, watch out for that news. VN Jones says running Goga in both my lines. Don't say lines, Chris. I have to say lineups. I have to correct him. Both my lineups.
Yeah, don't say lines, say lineups. But yeah, Goga is the play now.
Yeah, if you say Lions, it's like the cardinal sin in DFS. I've been scolded for it before, but I don't think I've said it here ever on the show accidentally. But Chris has done his fair share of scolding towards me for that. But yeah, Houston side, Avery Bradley, probable. John Wall, probable. Love to see that for John Wall. Projected starters, Wall, Kevin Porter Jr., Sean Tate, Kelly Olynyk, and Christian Wood. What do you make of the Houston side here, Chris, with Wall playing today?
Yeah, I'm not too interested here in the Houston side. Wall, I don't know. I don't want to play him. I think Christian Wood is the guy that I would like to play if you think this game stays close. Specifically on FanDuel, where he's 7.7K. DraftKings, he's 8.6. I think that's a little too high for him. You could just go to someone like Tatum if you're in that range. So I don't love him on DK, but I think on FanDuel in tournaments, 7.7 for Christian Wood isn't the worst price tag. He's a stocks guy as well, so that helps him on FanDuel. But yeah, it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to get here. So yeah, but he's probably the only guy.
What do you think of this John Wall price tag, or not price tag, projection 34? Just about right. Are we seeing some limited minutes on him? Is it like a minutes limitation? Is it a matchup thing? Because I feel like we used to see him projected for a bit higher, like 40s, low 40s, mid 40s even. Is it a matchup thing here? Is it a minutes thing? What is it?
It's just, I don't know. He's been out for a while. Minutes thing. We don't have him projected for 36 minutes like he was in the past. Knee issues. I don't know. I don't know what we have him for right now. I can check, but probably around 30 minutes, 28 minutes. So yeah, that's why.
Got it. Okay. Next game up. Well, actually, no. Just on John Wall. One more thing, Chris. Could we see like a ceiling game, or like are you just concerned about the time he spent out and just like the knee injuries and all that stuff, right? It's not so much the matchup.
Yeah. Like I said, if I want to spend up here, I'd rather go to Christian Wood. If you want to play John Wall, do it on DK where he's priced cheaper than Wood for 8-1. But I think on FanDuel you should go with Wood for 7-7.
Got it. VN Jones, Chris, he sent his formal apology for saying lines instead of lineups. Do you accept it?
What did he say?
He just said, my bad. Lol. Lineups.
Is that his formal apology?
That's what I'm telling you it is. Because you don't have the chat open.
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Nice. Keeping peace here. Vian Jones says, as long as Jaylen Brown doesn't go for 50 burger tonight, I feel safe fading that game.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be scary for me. I think or at least I got to play Smart and Brown here without Kemba, without Fournier. Even though it's not a great matchup, I just think the pricing is a little off for this situation.
Yeah. Let's see. Next game up, we got the Charlotte Hornets against the Oklahoma City Thunder. No injuries noted here for either team, but some guys missing. Let's go over the Hornets first. Projected starters: Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, and Bismack Biyombo. What do you make of these Hornets here, Chris?
Yeah, these Hornets are definitely interesting with the guys that they have missing. There's some good price tags here as well. It's not a bad matchup either for them against OKC. Like OKC is good defensively. They don't play very fast, but I think their defensive struggles kind of make up for that. So they are a good team to target, especially when the game projects to stay close. This game has a 5.5 spread favoring the Hornets, so it should definitely stay close enough. Kind of different plays on both sites with the way pricing is. Start with FanDuel. Terry Rozier here for 7.4K. I think that's a really good price tag for him. He's been playing very well all year, and now Gordon is out, so his usage rate has increased. He's shooting probably around 20 times per game. So I do like him a lot here for 7.4 on FanDuel. DraftKings, he's 8.4K. That's a lot harder to get to for Terry Rozier, so I don't love that. And then PJ Washington as well on FanDuel for 5.2K. Really good play here. DraftKings, he's 6.1. So definitely prefer him on FanDuel. And then the opposite on DraftKings, I like Miles Bridges a lot for 5K. On FanDuel, he's 5.8. So he's a really good play. He's been starting for Gordon Hayward ever since he's gone out. Played 30 minutes last game. Didn't have a great game fantasy-wise, but good usage rate, 20%. Always good at stocks. Always rebounds the ball well. So if he's getting at least 30 minutes, he's definitely a good play. Like that game also blew out. They lost by 30, and he played 30 minutes regardless. So I think if the game can stay close here, which I think it will, he can get up to like 34, 36 minutes. So I like him a lot. And then Devontae Graham, he's kind of pricey on both sites, around high 6Ks. Maybe on FanDuel, he's a little better for 6.5. So you can go there in tournaments, but can't do that in cash games. I think in cash games, I'll just stick with the original guys I mentioned.
Got it. Let's see some chat here. Vian Jones, he says, thank you, Chris, for accepting his apology. I'm glad that's settled. And then your boy Brandon says, you're crazy. You crazy if you fade that game. Gotta play smart at least. I could fade Brown, though. Talking about the Celtics game.
Yeah.
Celtics-Knicks game.
Yeah, he's talking to Ben Jones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't fade it. It's not a great matchup, but the pricing for the situation is just too good to pass up on for me.
Yep. And then here's Brandon. Good call on the Giannis thing yesterday. Gonna give you credit where it's due.
Can we confirm that he said that first? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, Brandon, did you say yesterday something about Giannis? You had a feeling he might not play. I'm pretty sure you did. Chris is trying to erase that memory. He's trying to tell me that you never said that. So I don't know why I think that, but I'm pretty sure you said that. And then we also had the Enes Kanter talk, and he did well too.
Well,
so
just because he brags about everything that he says to me in my DMs, and he didn't brag about that part. So that's why I don't think so.
Maybe he's humble now.
No, he's definitely not. Yesterday he was saying Lonzo Ball, Cantor beat Turner, Barton beat Smart, Monte Morris beat McConnell. So he's always on me with his pivots, saying that his pivots are better. But he didn't say anything about Giannis.
Maybe he's just humble. Let's see. Other half here, Oklahoma City side. Theo Maledon, Svi Mihailuk, Alexei Pokushevsky, Kenrich Williams, and Moses Brown all projected to start. Any interest there, Chris?
I had some interest earlier. I think Svi Mihailuk is a really good play on FanDuel still for 3.8K. He's going to be I think he's a free square there just because he's so cheap. We were kind of talking about him last time out. Played 26 minutes, got 35 fantasy points against Detroit. So I like him a lot, point per minute. He's a good player. For these other guys, I don't know. They're good last pieces like Ty Jerome, Tony Bradley, Pokashevsky. They're all fine for me, but not going to go out of my way to target them, especially now that we have this Indiana value again. So if you land there, I'm fine with it, but probably not.
Brandon says, I said I think like 27 different people would be out. And then even he's saying this about himself now. He says a broke clock is right twice a day, right? I learned that yesterday.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't remember who else he said it was out. I think he just said Giannis, but I don't know. I guess you're used to it, hearing all these brags from him. But yeah, I remember that one. Let's load up the next game. Memphis, Atlanta. Memphis side, we have Ja Morant, probable tag, projected starters, Ja, Grayson Allen, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Ja Morant, Chris, super streaky, up and down, all over the place. One night he'll give you 50, another night he'll give you 20, another night he'll give you 16. I kind of like that as a tournament player. What do you make of Ja today, Chris?
I don't know. He hasn't been shooting the ball recently. His usage rate is way down for some reason. Thing he has going for him today is D'Anthony Melton is out, so I think that's pretty helpful. He's like the point guard off the bench for them. So I mean, I don't mind Ja Morant here. Probably not going to play him myself, but I don't mind him. I have some interest in some of the other Grizzlies guys here. I think Joe Val is pretty interesting on FanDuel for 6.7K. Like he's always pretty solid with his production. I like the matchup here against Atlanta as well. Pretty good game environment. This is the closest spread on the slate, 2 points favoring the Hawks. Over-unders at 226. So it's one of the top games that we have here, probably third or fourth on the list. So I don't mind Joe Val. I like Kyle Anderson as well on DK, where I think he's 6K or 5.5. He played very well yesterday. I think he got like 48 or 40 actually. So he played well. He's been playing well actually in his last 4 games. So I don't mind Kyle Anderson on DK. I think he's a good play there. No Brandon Clark as well, so that kind of solidifies Anderson's minutes a little more. And like I said, no Melton, that helps him as well. No Winslow, that helps him as well. So I like Kyle Anderson for 5.5 on DK. And then John Conchar maybe as a last piece value play with Melton out. I think that could be interesting. Maybe a little thin now with this Pacers news that we have, but he could be there if you want someone like a 1%, 2% guy.
Got it. Okay, let's do Atlanta's side. Actually, here, Brandon says, he said Jamal Murray was also out, but no big deal. Just saying that because Chris said I say tons of stuff yesterday. Chris is just picking on you because he knows you can't defend yourself. Chris is on the webcam here. Everyone's listening to Chris. So he's just picking on you. It's easy target for Chris. But yeah. I mean, I think that was a good call. I like the Ennis call as well. Jones says Ja Morant and Ben Simmons are the same DFS player.
Yeah, I think you would agree with that.
I kind of like Ja more just because his price is always less as well. Yeah, DFS wise, but yeah, I mean player wise, I don't know. I don't think Ja was ever. Nobody ever said he's like a superstar. Wouldn't say he's overrated either, huh?
What do you mean? Ja Morant he's like the next big thing. I think he's higher rated than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but it's not like he has like 3-4 years of never improving his shot year after year. So
yeah, he's just younger, but I mean he's had like 2 years of not improving his shot. He's like 20% from 3-point this year.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems. I mean, I wouldn't call Ja Morant overrated as hyped up as Ben Simmons was before. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go over Atlanta. Clint Capella, Danilo Gallinari, both questionable. Projected starters: Ice Tray, Bogey, Herder, Solomon Hill, and Clint Capella. Anybody on the Hawks for you today, Chris?
It's just one guy for me, I think, and it's Trae Young up top here. I like the matchup. I like the Trae Young versus Ja Morant matchup. They're both like young not rookies, but young point guards. So I think both of these guys have a lot to prove here. So I like the matchup a lot. I like the narrative between those two. Uh, so actually, I do like John Morant for that narrative. I didn't mention that, but I like Trae Young for the same narrative. His price tag is really good on this slate. 8-2 FanDuel, 8-8 DK. So Trae Young's definitely a good play here. What did he go for yesterday? I think he had like 30 and 15 with points and assists. Let me see. 30 and 12, went for 52 fantasy points in 30 minutes. So this guy has a ton of upside. Like if that game blew out, so if this game can stay close, he can go for 50, 60 in this spot. So I like Trae Young a lot. He's probably the only guy I'm interested in here, unless we get like Clint Capella out. I think he's questionable. Maybe we got word that he's in. No, he's questionable. So that's some news that we have to wait for. But yeah, for now it's just Trae Young.
Yeah, we did get an update on Beal, Chris. It says Chase Hughes on Twitter, NBCS. Brad Beal, game time decision with his hip once again. Rolo, also game time decision. Rui Hachimura will play.
Yeah, so that's kind of been what we've been getting recently. I think the last 2 or 3 times Beal has been questionable, then a game time decision, and then ultimately ruled out. So I mean, it's I don't know what to say. Like he could play, he could not play. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. Next game up: San Antonio Spurs, Denver Nuggets. Let's go over the Spurs first. Nothing noted there. Projected starters: DeJounte Murray, Derek White, DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, and Jakob Poeltl. Any interest in San Antonio for you today, Chris?
No, just not a team that I like to target. DeJounte White, I keep saying that. DeJounte Murray, he's in today, so we can't play Derek White. So yeah, it's just not a game that I like to target here, or not a team that I like to target.
Got it. Not a team. So I know you said you were gonna say not a game, but you might like someone on Denver with that slip up there. Denver side, Jamal Murray questionable. Projected starters: Murray, Barton, Gordon, Porter Jr., and Jokic. Who do you like on the Nuggets?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on the Jamal Murray news. If he's out, we can play guys like Monte Morris, Will Barton again. But for now, like honestly, I don't think we're gonna get this news before like 30 minutes or 30 minutes until 30 minutes before that game. And that game is one of the late games today, so I don't think it'll matter. But I like Jokic quite a bit as a spend up. He's 10.2K on FanDuel, which is very cheap. 10.6 on DK. Really good price tag for him there.
We got Millsap out. I forgot to mention that. Saw that earlier on at the start of the show.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter. Like he plays blowout time. He doesn't play much anymore with Aaron Gordon there. He plays like 5 minutes a game, so that news doesn't matter. But yeah, Jokic is the guy for me that I like a lot here. Like I said, 10.6 on DK, 10.2 on FanDuel. So he's looking like a really good play.
Got it. Let's load up the last game here. I think we have to circle back to Are we doing the Washington game after?
No, the Pacers game. Or Pacers team.
Yeah, because we got all that news. We'll do that. Let's see. Richard says, rough night. Looks like he's got some whiskey on the rocks. Says happy hour and bounce back time on FanDuel. You're doing the same thing today, Chris, for FanDuel, except no whiskey for you, just protein shake over there. What flavor do you have? What is that?
Do you see it?
Is it like a cube of caramel ice cube?
Yeah, it says caramel bottom left or bottom right. I don't know what it is on the camera.
30 grams. You're gonna OD on protein on the show.
Yeah, yeah. So, what were we talking about here? What were we talking about?
Nothing. I was gonna do the game. Next game. Utah Jazz. Excuse me. Phoenix Suns. Utah side, don't see anything noted there. Projected starters: Conley, Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Bojan Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal, and Rudy Gobert. Anybody on the Jazz side, Chris?
No. So at the top of the show, I kind of mentioned that I have no interest in this game DFS wise, and especially now that we have this Pacers value. just opens up more spots there. So I don't think I need anything here. I think maybe in tournaments there could be a guy here that goes off like Donovan Mitchell, um, maybe Rudy Gobert, but I don't know. I don't think I need anyone here. Really interested to watch this game, but not really interested to play it. Probably gonna do like a single game slate here just so I have some money on the line while I watch. But yeah, for the main slate, I just don't think it's necessary.
Well, you got to have money on the line to watch a game to make it more interesting. DFS lifestyle has taken over.
Yeah, it's unwatchable without it.
That's funny. Um, let's go over other half here. Phoenix side, Frank Kaminsky, probable. Projected starters, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Bridges, Crowder, and DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, what do you make of the Suns, Chris? Anybody there? Maybe some Ayton, maybe some Paul. Anybody that could have a big game in tournaments?
Yeah, so like same sort of thing as I talked about on the Utah Jazz. Like if one of these guys goes off up top, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think it's necessary here. So I guess you could take advantage of pricing. Like Devin Booker on FanDuel is 9K, so I don't want to do that. Chris Paul for 7.6 is something I like. So if you want to play a guy here, Chris Paul on FanDuel for 7.6, I like that price tag. And then on DraftKings, Booker is 9.3, Paul is 8.5, so I don't love those. Ayton is 6.8, so I kind of like that price tag if you want to play one of them. But like I said, I don't really think they're necessary here.
Got it. Let's circle back to first game here of the slate. We already went over Minnesota, but it's Indiana that you wanted to wait on with the Brogdon, Turner, and DeMontis news there. So we got word they're all doubtful, downgraded to doubtful. I got that quote from the coach, I believe, Twitter report there. So are the projections updated, Chris? First question for you. Looks like it. Yep. So yeah, who do you like here now that we have a better idea of what's going on? So it's the midday downgrade to doubtful. It's not confirmed out, but is it like 99% sure it's out?
Yeah, so we're just gonna treat it as if they're out because I mean they're gonna be out. So yeah, these guys are more interesting on DraftKings. FanDuel, they're kind of priced up. Like Karis LeVert is 8.5K, so that's hard to get to. Really like it in tournaments though. Love the spot here. Great matchup against Minnesota. He's 7-1 on DK, so that's an easy lock there. So I like Karis LeVert a lot. FanDuel tournaments, DraftKings, cash, and tournaments. And then there's also like TJ McConnell, who had the awful game yesterday in the same situation. 5-1 on DK. FanDuel, I think he's 5-6 again. So I don't think many people will play him on FanDuel, honestly, at this price tag, just because he didn't play great yesterday. He looked pretty bad, honestly. So I think he's interesting in tournaments there. On DK for 5-1, got to play him in cash games. Just really easy to fit him in. Doug McDermott, 4-1 on DK, 4-2 on FanDuel. Really good play on both sites. What's his name? Justin Holiday. He's 4-1 on FanDuel, so really good play there. 4-4 on DK. So, I mean, all these guys are viable in cash games, in tournaments. Like, they're very thin now. They lost their three best players, and they're priced as if those guys were in. So, they're all viable. Jeremy Lamb again, 3-4 on DK. What did he go for yesterday? 44?
Yeah, 43 something is in the winning lineup. 44.
Yeah, I mean, he played 23 minutes, so it wasn't a ton of minutes, but for 3-4 on DraftKings, that's just way too cheap here, I think. Obviously not expecting 7 stocks again, so but I still think he's a really good play here on DK for 3-4. Goga as well, 3K, the minimum on DK, 3-9 on FanDuel. Really good play on both sites as well. So, I mean, all these guys are viable. Your lineup is probably going to be built around these guys. So, yeah, you got to play them here in this matchup.
Yeah. So fading the Boston game, like Brandon and VN Jones talking about, that's risky. But fading the Indiana game, that's insane.
Well, I don't know. I played it yesterday, and it absolutely sucked. So, I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. Let's go over the 3 plays, Chris, here. Start up with FanDuel. Favorite play here, overall play of the day, best play in your eyes. Who was it?
FanDuel, let me go with, let's go with the cover boy, Jaylen Brown.
Okay, there's 4 Browns in the league. Rank the Browns, Chris, in order of best to worst.
Jalen, Moses, Bruce, Sterling.
Just going with the projections. Too safe over here. Next up, value play on FanDuel. Who do you have?
Value play, I'll go with Svi Mihailuk for 3.8.
Nice. Tournament play. Who's your guy today?
Tournament play, we talked about a few guys here. Talked about Kyrie. I like John Morant for 7K going up against Trae Young. I like that matchup. And, I mean, he's been awful. I don't think many people will play him, but I do like him in tournaments.
I like John Morant. Did I mention anyone today?
Not sure.
Yeah, me too. I don't have like the whole player pool in my head like you do. Like I actually have to like look at it to see, to remember. But DK, Chris, overall play of the day. Who do you have there?
Overall play, let's go with Karis LeVert.
Okay. Value play. Who's your guy?
Go with Goga, another pacer here.
And then tournament play.
Let's do the same thing. Go with John Morant.
Okay. Let's go over your cores on FanDuel. Let's see. Jaylen Brown, Svi Mihailuk, Justin Holiday. Little surprised you only have one pacer there. How come Justin is your only pacer on FanDuel? Is it the pricing?
Yeah, they're just priced a little more. They're just a little more pricey here on FanDuel. DraftKings, all 5 of my core plays are from the Pacers.
Got it. Yeah, what about the other guys, Chris? Brown and Svi. Why do you like them today on FanDuel?
Just a very cheap price tag here for Svi. I like the matchup. I think they want to see what they have in him. And then Jaylen Brown, no Kemba, no Fournier. Not a great matchup, but really good situation here. Really good price tag.
Okay. And then which ones do you want to go over? First 2?
Yeah, we can take a look at the Goga one as well, I guess.
Okay. So what do we have? We have Trae Young. Difference there. This one's got Brad Beal. You got Smart in both of those. Same small forwards. Power forwards, slightly different here as well. Got Dougie McBuckets, and then I think all 3 centers are different in all of them. So, yeah. Why do you like the Goga one, Chris? Spend down a bit, pay up for what? Is it Beal?
Yeah, so that's the tricky part there. Like, if Beal is out, I don't know, but I think Goga is a really good play here. He's probably my favorite center on FanDuel, so I think that's going to be my favorite out of the 3. So let's go over the first 2 and eliminate one of them, and then talk about the next one. So, with the first 2, what do we have? 1, 2, 3v3. So Rozier, Tatum, Jovel versus Trae Young, McDermott, and Jokic. I like the second side more with Trae Young, with McDermott. A bunch of guys missing for them, so I like getting that extra pacer. I like Jokic a lot. I love spending up for him. So I like that side more. And then what's the difference between that one and the Goga team?
The bottom one, obviously, you got Jokic, you got Tatum, you got Dougie McBuckets, you got Goga, and then you have Beal and Smart and Young and Terry.
Yeah, so 4v4 here now. So, I mean, it all depends on the Beal news. If Beal is out, then obviously you can't play this team, but you'll probably play Westbrook instead of, I don't know, Luka there, I guess. So that'll change things completely, but as of now, I think Beal's a really good play here. If he does play for 8.3K, we haven't seen the price tag this low on him in a long time. We get Goga. I love Goga as a spend down here with Turner and Sabonis out. We've seen him in this situation a few years ago when he put up huge numbers. So, this is assuming he's going to get the start. They could do something weird and start Jakar Sampson for some reason. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll go with Goga. He came in for Turner last game when Turner went out. So I think they'll start him. So yeah, I like the Goga side here.
So number 3 is your favorite today. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, DK. Let's load up your cores here. Who do you have? You got Karras, TJ, McConnell, Goga, Dougie McBuckets, Lamb. So yeah, you said it. 5 Pacers. That's wild. Yeah, I mean, we went over this just recently. Do you want to touch on these Pacer guys, why you like them so much? Obviously, three big guys out for them: Brogdon, Sabonis, Turner. Priced as if they were there, so super cheap. Lots of opportunity to go around on Indiana. Still solid prices there. So I guess, is that it?
Yeah, just like you got to take advantage of these price tags. It lets you spend up to 3 other studs in like Trae Young, Jalen Brown, Cat, so or Jokic even. So I mean, I think you got to do it just so you can spend up for studs. All these guys are too cheap in their situation, in their new situation. So yeah, with the first two, those are my favorite right now. We could take a look. It's just a 1v1 between Cat and Jokic. Kind of like going Cat here just because I have all these Pacers. I like having at least one run back. So if the game stays close, I mean, it's going to be Cat doing all the damage. Jokic is in a back-to-back, so I mean, I don't love that. I usually don't care about that, but like in a situation like this where I'm deciding between 2 studs, I just like Cat a little more here. So yeah, I like the first side with Cat.
Yeah. Let's see. Vian Jones says no. Chris, don't play Jaw. Royal King doesn't like Jaw. People
Yeah,
don't like Jaw.
tournament only. Like that's why I like him in tournaments, just because people don't like him.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I'm with you on that one. That's also why I said I like it. Anything else you want to go over, Chris, today? Wrap it up here, or
Yeah, I think we're good.
okay. So 2 things, housekeeping. First one, our website, our optimizer, dfscrunch.com. Go there, check it out, click the link in the description, create your account, and you'll get 3 days for free, 72 hours from when you sign up. Won't be charged a cent. Can cancel any time before then, and you'll get access to the tool completely for free for 3 days. So definitely check it out. You get access to everything during that trial. No restrictions or anything. You'll get our Discord. So we got all these sports channels here. You can ask us questions over there after hours when we're not on YouTube. So if you're stuck, don't know how to do something, want some help, we can go over it there. So come hang out in the Discord if you're a member. You'll get access to all the sports we have, all the different slates we have, all of our projections, ownership, everything that you saw us use here, plus a lot more. So all for free, 3 days. Go check it out. Lots of value, lots of success here at DFS Crunch. And then other thing, before you go on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Helps our channel grow, so we do appreciate that a lot. Also, make sure you're subscribed with that bell button clicked and the all button text clicked as well. That way you'll get a notification. Not only a notification, but when you go on YouTube, I think it'll be like the first thing that you see when you go there. So just an easy way to keep up to date with our content. We do the same format here every day, 2.5 hours before main slate, unless something goes wrong. But that's only happened twice, I think. Well, actually only once. So almost every day, it's 2.5 hours before the main slate. Same format, weekends, holidays, anything will be here. So be sure to come back again. Good place to get your slate overview. Yeah, it's just a good place to get that out of the way. We do have requests for single slate, so we'll go over that, show off the tool a bit more. So like I said, every sport we have, every main sport, and then all these other slates we have both sides. So single slate, Royal King wants us to go over that one, so we'll go over that one. You also said you'll play this one. Are you considering playing it because you want to watch this game? So let's see what happens here, Chris. But yeah, like I said earlier at the start of the show, I like to have the players card open just to see what's going on, who's in play, who isn't. So we can just see MVP wise, it's pretty even actually. Usually I feel like we get like 90% or 100% of one MVP. It's kind of split here between Gobert and Mitchell. Chris, what do you make of that?
That's just how it works with teams like this. Like when you have studs like Jokic, Giannis, LeBron. Actually, not LeBron because he splits with AD. So I mean, when you have studs like Jokic, Giannis, Luca, all these guys who are kind of above everyone else when they play, that's when they're all in MVP. But situations like this where Gobert, Mitchell, they're all like they're projected for around 40 each, maybe 42, but in a similar range. That's why you get both of them. Same thing for the Suns, like Chris Paul, Booker. They're projected for a similar range. So when you get slates with the Suns playing another team, you get a lot of that. So it just depends on the game.
Yeah, we're not getting any Booker, Chris. What do you make of that?
I mean, he's the guy that's priced more than Mitchell and Gobert, and he's projected for less than them, so it makes sense. But I mean, honestly, like this, it's just there's so many things that can happen. That's why I'm probably actually not going to play this slate. Like I could see a situation where Gobert is the high scorer, Paul is the high scorer, Booker is the high
Just
scorer,
throw in a
Mitchell is the high
dart,
scorer.
a GPP dart, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like it's I don't know. I don't think there's anything I can take advantage of here.
Yeah. Maybe that'll change though. Maybe something will change your mind. But yeah, anything else, Chris, or is that it here?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, we'll be in the Discord now. So if you have any more questions, come hang out there. Make sure you're in the Discord as well if you're a member. Great place to be. And yeah, good luck today, guys. See you all tomorrow. And again, thanks for tuning in.